with science. Let's start with science. Let's write it down in your notebook, the topic that is how the changes in the environment affect survival. That is the topic for today in science. 1 minute to write it down this. How the changes in the environment affect survival. Remember that when the last class that we were talking about, the different animals, the habitat. We talk about also the food chains, food webs, and all this information that it's related. At the end, everything is related because we're talking about the environment. We're talking about the relationship humans, the symbiosis. We talk about also the parasites, host. Yes, you remember we talk about that. Now, how the changes in the environment, how the changes in the air, in the water, affect the survivals of all these animals. Or humans also, because we are part of them. Who knows this? How does changes affect the living things? How does it affect the living things, class? The changes in the environment. With the trash. What happens if you put a lot of trash in the street, Gabriela?
The animals eat the trash.
Eat the trash, that's right. Some animals, if you put a lot of trash in the oceans, the rivers, they're going to eat it. And that's going to damage them. Some of them can die for that reason. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. No, 10 seconds. 10 seconds to finish to write it down this time.
Yeah.
10 seconds. So, the
What are
trash,
the patients?
the trash is one of the famous pollutions that we can know, but there are a lot of them. And some of them, they can be from the nature, not just humans. Not just human-made these changes in the environment, also the nature. Some of them, they are natural pollutants. So we can say pollutants for these types of changes.
I finished.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Here we have the information. We're going to write just the information that is on the square. This one, the rectangle.
Please, I don't finish the topic.
Okay, I'm going to send through the chat to everybody. You didn't finish. Changes. Environment affect survival. Okay, here you have it. You didn't finish. Now let's write it down. Remember that the changes, it can be in the air. These are the kinds of changes. It can be in the air, in the land, and in the water.
This is a topic.
Yes, this is a subtitle, Marcelo. Write it down. This changes in air, land, and water. Write it down. This, and the information that it's on the square, under this blue square. So the changes, it can be in the air, in the land, and in the water. Some objects or substances that make it harder for living things to stay alive sometimes ended up in the air, land, and water, as you were saying. So the trash, it can be then in the water, so it's going to damage these animals, or they need to adapt it in order to survive. Remember, adaptation, it's how the animals and also the plants adapt to the new environment or the place that they live, their habitats, in order to survive. Now, pollution, that is one definition that we use when we talk about the changes in the environment.
Only copy the information on the circle.
Yes, what is here? Pollution is it's any harmful material that is added to the environment. Like you see here, we have a word that is without contamination, and the other one is contaminated. It has a lot of pollution, a lot of harmful material, like you say, the trash. It can be volcanic ash that is coming from nature, the volcanic ash.
Miss,
Yeah.
Miss, I copy the blue or the
Yes,
black.
what is here? Copy what is on the rectangle.
I
Okay.
You see a finish, okay, and a finish, great. So remember that we have pollution that eats, like the trash that eats the humans, the trash or the different factories or big industries, that they have a lot of trash and a lot of harmful material that contaminates the environment. But there is also contaminations from nature, like the ash, the volcanic ash that I was saying to you. It's not created by humans, it's coming from the nature. Okay, let's see. Joshua, tell me.
Miss, ay, entré tarde porque me confundí de clase.
Okay, don't worry. Copy this. We'll write it down this. You have 3 minutes. So just by looking at this picture, you can identify how harmful, how dangerous is this pollution. That pollution contaminates the environment of all of us, not just for one place, for some animals of some people. Now it's going to contaminate all the world. All the world, it can be slowly, but it's going to contaminate all the world. And later it's going to look like this. So it's a global problem. It's not a problem just in Honduras. It's not just a problem in the United States. No, it's a global problem. So it happens all around the globe, the world. Okay, great. Some countries contaminate more, they create more pollution, more harmful materials to the world than other countries. For example, okay, the United States, it contaminates a lot because it has a lot of big industry than Honduras, but also we have different factories, different industry that they use different materials. So also we can classify these types of pollutions, according to the area. If it is a city, for example, the city, you can identify there is more pollution than in a town, in a urban, than in a rural place. Okay, Andrea, put down your notebooks. Thank you. So that pollution, we can classify it to study that because it's an extensive topic. We can classify them according to that. If we are in the city, in an urban place, we can see a lot of harmful material also. In the water that you drink, sometimes you can see the water is not clean, it's dirty because of the contamination that we are creating. That is talking about the water. Talking about the water in the land, you see that in the land, you see the changes, the trees also, they are not producing a lot of fruits. They are not growing in some areas because of the contamination there is in that land, in that place. Or in the water, as I was telling you, the water in the air. Sometimes if you are walking and you stop and you start looking around, you're going to see there is an air contaminated. The pollution is visible. We can see the pollution sometimes. So if you see, for example, any smoke, if you see there is a lot of smoke in one place, so from the factory, you can identify there is that pollution that it's coming from that place. So that pollution can be visible and also it can be invisible. Yes? Any question or any comments about this, about pollution?
No. Nope.
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 Okay. Did you finish to copy this?
Yes.
Yes. All of you finished,
Nope.
Joshua? Did you finish, Joshua?
Nope. Nope.
No? Okay, let's wait 10 seconds more. I got to take the attendance. Let's see, Ana, Andrea, and Camila.
Present.
Gabriela, Gabriela, Isabela, Kiara.
Present.
Lucia, Mia, and Rebecca.
Present.
Valerie and Zian.
Present.
Okay, Zian. Valerie. Alberto, Dani, and Fernando.
Present.
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 Hermes, Joshua, Caleb. Hermes. Okay. Marcelo, Santiago Hernández, Santiago Chávez.
Present. Present.
Okay.
Present.
Thank you. Santiago Hernández. It's not Santiago Hernández connected.
Yes. No. Oh, I don't know.
Santiago Hernández.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Are you here? Did you finish, Santiago Hernández, to copy this? Yes. Joshua, did you finish?
I finished.
Okay, great. Let's go to the next slide. Remember the changes in the environment. It can be in the air, in the land, and the water. We have the definition of pollution, that any harmful material, it's a global problem that we have. Let's write it down first this. Copy everything that it's about air pollution. We're going to write the information about air pollution. So here we have the definition information. It is caused by volcanoes and forest fires. It's coming from the nature, which add ash and dust to the air. As I was telling you, that is coming from the nature. That is the air pollution. That is from nature, but also
finish me.
it can be by the actions of the people. For example, the cars, the coal burning, plants.
I don't finish pollution.
Don't finish
Definition of
pollution. Okay, leave the space and copy this. Later, we're going to go back for that. Copy this now. So here we have some pictures, some examples about the air pollution. Coming from the factories, you see it's visible. That pollution is visible here. Sometimes it's invisible, but in this case, it's these examples, they are visible. The cars contaminate a lot of the environment. So that's why it says if you want to take care of the environment, you can walk, you can use a bicycle. But if you are going to go from here, from Tegucigalpa to San Pedro Sula, you're not going to be walking. So you need a car, right? You need a car. But if you go to the supermarket and the supermarket is close to your house, it's not too far away, so you can walk. If you have a bicycle, you
I need a car to go to the mall.
I finish me.
No?
No.
I finish.
No voy a...
Another example that is not here, well, it's included here, but we don't have a picture, is the volcanoes, forest fire. Yeah, this natural disaster, they contaminate a lot with all this ash. Rebecca?
In Hawaii, what is volcanoes? Volcanoes?
Volcanoes.
What is volcanoes?
Volcano. Volcano, un volcán. In Spanish, volcán. Yes, it's going to be volcán.
In Hawaii are volcanoes, yeah?
Yes, in different places we can identify. So this natural disaster contaminates a lot. What happened in for example, I think that it was in Spain that it was one volcano erupting. The changes of the color of the sky. Do you see that when it's a forest fire also, or one house is getting in fire, that the air is not the same. You see the sky also, it doesn't look in the same. You see that it's like gray, the sky. It changed the color. There is a lot of contamination when you see the sky in that color. You don't see that blue sky. You don't see even the clouds. So there is a lot of contamination. Lucia, did you finish, Lucia? You have any comment?
Yes, of my house me queda cerca a supermarket.
You're near to the supermarket and you go by car or you walk?
car, but porque es un poquito más lejos, pero sí queda cerca.
Okay, yes, yes, you need to walk. You need to go by car. Yes, I know, because also you're going to get heavy baggage, so you need the car. But for that reason says you need to take care of the cars, because sometimes some people doesn't take care of the cars and you see a lot of this smog here. And so there is pollution. Rebecca, you finished, okay? Who is missing class? Or I can change the slide.
Mimi is no la quité, no la quité.
10 seconds, Mia, 10 seconds. That is just about air pollution.
Miss, I write los dos completos.
Yes, both.
Okay.
Another example that contaminates the air is the natural gas. The natural gas is
The
contaminating
fire en la basura.
Okay, the trash, yes, it can contaminate the air. Yeah.
Yeah. Y también botar la basura en la calle.
The street, that's going to be on the land. That's right. That's a good example.
Miss, what?
Contamina la agua.
I have
Washing the clothes there.
In the water, Anna?
Yeah.
I have a question. What causes tsunamis?
Tsunami. Well, that's going to be another topic. But tsunami, remember that also there is a natural thing that is going to happen in it. It's about
Natural
the water.
disaster.
Yes, a natural disaster.
Yes.
But also the tsunami, it can be because of the contamination of the water. It can happen.
Miss, in the other part of my notebook, having
In the hurricanes.
all these.
Sí, esperen, ahora me pongo agua.
December put it Christmas and right now put it exams.
En serio.
For remember.
Miss, but a tsunami is caused by an earthquake that is in the water.
Placas tectónicas, algo así nos dijo el Mr. Marcio.
That's right. That's right. Okay, did you finish class? Let's go to next because we don't have to.
No, Miss, solo me falta power and plants.
Power plants. Now let's write it down. We have more information. Here we are going to copy also about. Remember, this is just one kind of pollution, the air pollution. Don't forget this. It can be caused by natural disasters or by humans, like the cars.
Finish.
Okay. Now, let's go to the next slide. We have land pollution. Just copy what is here, the first part, land pollution. As you were saying, all of you, the garbage contaminates. It contaminates the land. The litter is another like synonym that you use to say the garbage, and other solid waste. So you see here the pictures on examples. So you don't have to throw the bottle.
Teacher,
The cans. Yes,
Yeah.
copy this.
do you have to write people throw bottles can?
Just here, Marcelo, what is on the,
Enjoy it.
just this. You don't have to draw, just write the information. Just this.
I finish, Miss.
What it says here, people throw bottles, cans, wrappers, and other garbage onto the ground. This kind of land pollution is called
I
litter.
finish, Miss.
See here? Some people doesn't like to recycle the bottles and they throw it on the streets. You see the rivers also contaminated because there is a lot of garbage. All right, have you ever seen when you go in your car, you see that people that they are eating or they are drinking something and they are on the street and they are throwing away la bolsa del churro. You see that they are in the bus or they're in the car and they're throwing away the. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Even though you see those people, you don't have to do it.
I finished,
You're
Miss.
going to be contaminating the land if you do that. So what can you do? Keep the garbage that you have and go to the trash can and put it there.
I finished.
Finished? Lucia,
Yes,
Joshua, did you
miss.
finish?
I
Yes.
finished.
Aunque para botar la basura, aunque tengas que caminar más, no la botes en la playa, porque si no, después ahí todo contaminado va a estar.
That's right, Lucia. You say it. You say it in Spanish, not in English, but that's right. It's better to keep your garbage, until you go home or another place that there is a bin, a trash bin or a trash can where you can put all the trash, but not throwing on the street because that's going to be a contamination. You see, there's going to be the land pollution. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to next one. Do you remember that when you were at school, when you were at recess, you were eating, having your own breakfast, your lunch, and then it sounds and all of you run to the class, to your classroom, and you forgot to put the trash on the trash can. Yes, that is a contamination also. That is a contamination because you forgot to put the trash in the place where you... No, I'm
I
just
didn't
saying
finish
that.
to copy, but I have a question.
Tell me, what's your question?
Need to copy more.
Yes, we're going to copy more. Here you have it, the water pollution.
It's really.
Yes, that is water pollution. That is a
Miss, I
noise.
don't finish.
You didn't finish? Leave the space. Later I'm going to stay with you. Water pollution. Water sometimes is polluted by factories. As I was telling you, some industries, some factories, they put a lot of non-harmful chemicals into the rivers, lakes and oceans, and also the garbage that goes to the water, the rivers. So when you see that it comes different natural disasters or storms like, or hurricanes like Eta, Iota, these people were in problems because they have a lot of garbage on the rivers, and so it happened what it happens. So we need to take care of our environment, so we avoid to see these lakes and these oceans and rivers in this way. The industry, they are the biggest contaminators or polluters because they put all these chemicals into the ocean.
I finished, Miss.
Okay.
Miss, we're going to copy something else.
Yes, we're going to copy something else.
Miss, no, Miss, we copy too much.
Not
No,
too
my
much.
hands, Miss. Yes,
Too much?
nos falta.
Yeah.
my
Like
hands.
3 slides. You are going to copy 3 slides more.
My hands, please, Miss.
I have two spaces.
A mí nos quiere dormir las manos y que ya no las sintamos.
Yeah.
Oh,
En la próxima clase la hacemos.
next class. No, in next class you have 10 slides more to copy.
Yeah.
Please, no.
You will leave this 3. We skip this 3.
No
You're going
way.
to have 13.
No.
No.
I'm kidding. You're not going to copy too much. Not too much.
Yes, Miss. Oh, a 3 page. I am not 3 pages.
3 pages?
Pages.
Well, the objective is 5 pages, Rebecca. We are missing 2 pages more, Rebecca. Lucia?
Miss,
Finished? You don't want to copy? Okay, if you don't want to copy, tell me some examples. Tell me some examples of water pollution.
sometimes not more.
Water pollution.
Mhm. Some examples of water pollution that comes to your mind. Tell me.
La Coca-Cola.
Como la
Coca-Cola factory. That's right, Marcelo. Coca-Cola factory contaminates a lot of the water. It contaminates a lot of the water.
Los animales se mueven.
Different water all over plastic.
plastics.
Plastic.
Plastics, what else?
And
La boy.
Mhm. Do you think that the oil, the natural gas, and the oil can contaminate the water?
yeah.
Yes.
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 It contaminates the water.
The water.
Sí, un poco había perdido.
What else?
Necesitaba
The
uno.
plastic. The plastic can
The
die.
factors.
Boxers.
Los.
Boxes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right, Mia. Some different factors contaminate.
Yeah, por el humo.
Boxes.
Okay, that's right. Now, another things I'm going to tell you is that remember, right here in Honduras, we have, as we can say, we have a water that is clean. It's supposed to be clean. But in other countries, people in other countries, they don't have the water, the same water that you have. It's dirty, it's contaminated, and a lot of children and a lot of people die for that reason because they are drinking water that is contaminated. So for you, it's for you and for everybody, not just for you, it's for me also to take care of the environment, take care of the water. We want to preserve the environment, the water. Now, let's say, Lucia, you want to share something, Lucia?
I have other example. A mask.
Mhm. That
Trash.
is for water pollution or air pollution?
Water pollution.
Water
Porque
pollution.
dice que botan la mascarilla.
That's right. The mask that you're wearing, they throw it away, and now it's contaminated the water, the land, and the air.
We save it because that time.
Yes, now in the next class, I'm going to show you some videos about this. Now, if you finish your next class, we are going to stop here. Bye-bye.